Hi, today we're going to take an unboxing review look at SMOK V8 Baby Q2 0.4 ohms replacement coils. So it's made by SMOK. Right there you can see it's the V8 Baby Q2 0.4 ohms, which is kind of the sign for Omega, like Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. But that's pairing ohms in the coils for vapor stuff. So yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it says V8 Baby .4. Put it on there, just like a bright little Sharpie permanent marker. Tell you that it is the 4, not the 6. And over here, again, that's the 6 and then there's the 4. This one's the 4, so it says brings you deep and rich qualities, 0.4 ohm dual coil. So between 40 and 80 watts is the recommended, but the best is between 55 and 60 watts. And then of course, you have your square severe authenticity, little thing there, made in China, and all that stuff. So here's what your coils are going to look like. How much did I pay? I paid $25 at my local tobacco shop. So yeah. Online, I don't know how much they cost and how much they cost at your tobacco shop or your vape store. Prices vary, but I paid $25, so that comes down to $5 a coil. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, $5 a coil. Now at first you might think, that's kind of pricey, $25 for a pair of coils, but then when you think about it, it comes down to only $5 a coil. So, and then when you think how much, hits or vapes or, times you get to use the coil, and if you compare that to about how many hits or pats of cigarettes that come out to, I say roughly around maybe 3 to 4, 3.5, about 3.5, maybe 4 pats would be equal to 1 coil. So 4 pats of cigarettes would become the equivalent to 1 coil, I would say. So how many hits does a coil last? Well, for me, I could get anywhere from 350 to 500 puffs or hits or vapes from 1 coil. So like I said, 350, 500 times I could be using a coil before it has to be replaced. Now that doesn't mean that a coil is anywhere between those numbers. For you, it might vary. I see some people that they take like maybe, I don't know, 150, maybe 250 hits, and then they have to replace the coil. It just depends on like how long you're vaping on it. So like this thing has a max vape of 12 seconds, so it'll have a burn time of 12 seconds. If you hold it down, and then after 12 seconds it won't burn, then you gotta release the button, and then hit it again to vape again. So you got about a 12-second hit or drag that you could take off of this. And then, it depends on like if you smoked in like maybe 10, 15 minutes every hour, every day, you're gonna burn through your coils and they need to be replaced a little bit more often. So if you take in like maybe 2 minutes a hit every other day for like something like that, then your coil might last you a month or 2. I mean, with the 2 coils that came with the starter kit, anywhere between 350 to 500 hits. It lasts me maybe like 2.5 months, going on about 3 months. Yeah, yeah, about maybe 2.5 months. And I'm smoking this thing like every day for about maybe 7-10 minutes, like about every 2.5, every 3 hours. So yeah, I'm kind of hitting it a little bit hard, but that's telling you, if I'm hitting it like about 10 minutes every 3 hours, every single day, coil lasts me between 350 to 500 times. That's pretty good. So yeah, let's take a lift the coils and stuff. Because I know some in the comments would say, how long does the coil last before you have to replace it? Like I said, it all depends on you and your personal experience. For me, like I said, 350, 500 times before I have to replace the coil. For you, if you're hitting it hard, maybe every 2 weeks, or every week and a half. If you're just smoking it and vaping lightly, maybe every 2.5 months or something like that. It just really depends on you and how much you're vaping. So, unfortunately, I can't give you a specific number like, oh, a coil lasts you 500 times, then you gotta replace it. No, I just can't. So, these coils, you could, just toss them when they get bad, throw them away. You could try to put them in grain alcohol, and then for overnight, and then let them dry for another day, and then reuse them. They will still be staying, and they still are going to taste kind of not bad, but they're not going to be like a new fresh clean coil here. It restores it to about maybe 90%, maybe, but it's probably more like 8% that you could reuse the coil again. So if you are running low on cash and you're like, I don't want to spend $25 on one of these for like 5 of these, grain alcohol. Or if you're into building coils and you're a coil builder, you could take this apart and rebuild it. So this might be a fun little thing to try out on how to build a coil and then re-wick it with all the cotton and stuff. So yeah. So if you don't want to spend like on a good tank and open up a good tank and then re-wick it with like one of those tanks that you could put new coils in, new wicks in, and you're just starting out, I'll probably say just try your hand at this and then go into the more expensive, more professional ones. This one's kind of like an amateur one, to try out to re-wick it. As a coil, it's a good coil. So yeah, let's just install this coil. So this is the Baby Beast right here. Something that I find a little bit easier. Now you say you could take it with your hands. I find it's a little bit easier if you use like a paper towel. It just seems to kind of get it to go a bit better. To loosen it up. And that one's on there pretty tight. There we go. So yeah, Nothing wrong with the bottoms. But yeah. It's kind of hard to hold the old coil. But side by side comparison of the old coil and the new coil, yeah, you can see the difference. I mean, look how nice and white the cotton is on this coil. And look at this coil. It's just black and kind of dark, gritty, gunmetal, grayish black color. So yeah, you know this coil's had it. It's done. It's toast. Then, just drop the new coil in. Screw it out. Oops. My bad. I almost forgot an important step. Prime your coils first. So yeah, I'm going to use this old one, the Rainbow Gum by Lush Vape. It's a 15 milliliter bottle. I'm going to use a strong one on this one. It says low 6 milligrams, so it's a 6 milligram of nicotine hit. That one went over the coil. So let's see here. Come on, get in there. There we go. So now that one's all prime and stuff. Well, ain't that just prime? Now that's what they say in Transformers. Well, that's just prime. I don't know, I kind of like that. Is that thing on? I guess it's on there. Oh yeah, something I didn't show you on it. It does say on the coil, which is kind of hard to read on camera here. But it does say SMOK 0.4 40-8 watts, bus 55-65 watts. So yeah, that's what it says on this new coil too. So let's get this screwed on. There we go. That's a little bit more than half a tank, but maybe 75% of the tank's full. So I don't know how this is going to taste in here, because usually I've been using 3 milligrams strength. Wow, that just leaked out. Huh. Okay, that was a little weird. Ugh. So yeah, let's fire this thing up and see how it's going to taste. puff reset. Yes, we are going to reset the puffs. So here we go. As you know, when you first prime the coil and stuff, you gotta take like 5 or 6 hits, just because you know it's going through the coil, it's warming up. It's saying, you just got a fresh coil, you open it up. So I can't really tell you how the flavor is going to taste for this setting. You know? So let's hit it a couple more times so we truly get, you know, it flush through there and start going in there. Because say leave it so in there for like maybe 7-10 minutes so it really absorbs, you know, all that cotton and stuff. So the time hasn't been done. It needs like still a couple more minutes, but let's hit it for you. Whoa. Oh no. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Man. That is harsh. So I'm not going to be using this in there. I'm going to be sitting back with my Silverback Jenny. It's only a 3 milligrams of nicotine. So yeah, this is the one that I love to use, as you know. Silverback Jenny. That's the one that I pour in my tank like 5-6 times. I love this stuff. This is from one of my older ones that I had from you know, the Ego brand. It's good for a small like vape pen, but for a big boy, you know, a true vaporizer, nah, 6 mils overkill. So I'm just gonna try sticking with 3 milligrams in this thing. So yeah. Although there is a 6 milligram blueberry I want to try. But that's like 26 to... No, I think that's like 36 bucks for a little bottle. And a little bit bitter bottle is like 56 bucks. That's like, whew, way expensive. I do want to try it, but if the price went down, maybe. But at that current price, no way I want to try it. That's something that you want to get like as a sample pack, where you get like 36 bucks and they send you like 2 or 3 bottles to try out. Just like sample bots, which I think sent you like 3 or 4 different juices to try out each month and stuff. Maybe for like that price, yeah, I would, but just for 1 bottle, nah. But yeah, that has been the unboxing review of SMOK VA Baby Q2 0.4 ohm replacement coil 5-pack, and how to uninstall and reinstall and, you know, prime the coils. So yeah, remember to rate, subscribe, and leave a comment. Alright, thanks, bye.